Hello, you guys. I'm Dustin, the Blind Minnesotan. Today, we're going to talk about the Starlite Transit Center in Brooklyn Park. Um, and I'm going to tell you why this place is very, very important if you're disabled and you need to take public transportation. I am visually impaired and I live in Columbia Heights, Minnesota. So I live on the St. Paul side of the river. Brooklyn Park is on the Minneapolis side of the river. And today I just want to talk to you about this because I used to live in Maple Grove, Minnesota for 10 to 11 years before I moved to downtown Minneapolis, where my life fell apart. And then I moved to Columbia Heights. So I used to spend a lot of time at the Brooklyn Park Starlite Transit Center. Because when I wanted to go someplace and the Maple Grove public transportation was closed, I would used to have to Uber from Maple Grove to the Brooklyn Park Starlight Transit Center in Brooklyn Park to go anywhere because Maple Grove's public transportation only were ran Monday through Friday. So Monday through Friday, I could went anywhere I wanted to go, like like with Maple Grove My Ride in the Maple Grove City Bus. But the issue is the Maple Grove My Ride only takes you within Maple Grove. And they only go three spots outside of Maple Grove. North Hennepin Community College, that's in Brooklyn Park. Hennepin Technical College, and that's in Brooklyn Park. And the Starlight Transit Center, that's in Brooklyn Park. But those are the only three areas outside of Maple Grove that the Maple Grove My Ride service goes and the Maple Grove Transit service goes. But if it was a Saturday or Sunday and I wanted to do something outside of Maple Grove, I would have to Uber to the Starlight Transit Center to get to go anywhere. I wanted to go and bum out and hang out and go party with my friends or whatever, and then I would go on my way home. I'll take the bus back out to the Starlight Transit Center, and then would Uber back home to Maple Grove. Maple Grove does not have public transportation on the weekends because the rich people of Maple Grove don't want public transportation on the weekends. As simple as that. If us disabled people, we stormed the Maple Grove Community Center and the Maple Grove Government Center saying we want public transportation and force them to give us better public transportation, things would change. But until us disabled people storm the Maple Grove Government Center / Community Center, nothing's really going to change. So, because until the rich people out in Maple Grove want public transportation on the weekend and a better public transportation service, it's never going to happen. So if you move to Maple Grove and public transportation's okay getting around during the week, but if you want to actually be like normal people and party on the weekend and stuff, you have to like Uber to the Starlight Transit Center in Brooklyn Park and because that's going to be the closest one to you, like what I did, to actually have a fun and thrilling weekend. So the Brooklyn Park Starlight Transit Center is about out here. It's on the Maple Grove side of the river. So if like you go to my side of the river, that would be Fridley, and you draw a straight line across over to onto across the Mississippi River into the Minneapolis side of the river, you would hit Brooklyn Park. So Fridley and Brooklyn Park are about the same distance away from Minneapolis, downtown Minneapolis. So it's just so if you're used to going out to Fridley, the amount of time it will take you out to get out to Fridley from downtown Minneapolis, it'll take you about the same time to get out to Brooklyn Park. So, because what happens is Columbia Heights on my side of the river matches up with North Minneapolis on the Minneapolis side of the river. Okay? And then Fridley is so big that the bottom part of Fridley matches up with the upper part of Brooklyn Park and the lower part of Brooklyn Center. Because when I take the 801 bus, it goes from Columbia Heights through Fridley, and then when it's going along the river, I can see North Minneapolis. And then when it goes over, the bus goes over 694, that's the top, that's the bottom of Fridley, and that's the top of Brooklyn Center. And then it goes into the top of Brooklyn Center and drops me off at the Brooklyn Center Transit Hub. And then from there, I can go from there up to the Starlite. So, like, so pretty much the Fridley lines up with both, on my side of the river, lines up with both Brooklyn Park and Brooklyn Center. And then me, where I live in Columbia Heights, lines up with North Minneapolis and a little bit of Robbinsdale when you draw the map. So if you're used to going out to Fridley, it takes you about the same amount of time if you're leaving downtown Minneapolis to get out to the Starlite. So to me, my whole life since I've been a teenager and I've been taking public transportation, I've been used to like a 45-minute bus ride to get into downtown Minneapolis to do anything, and then taking a 45-minute bus ride back out. It's just the way I used to live my. And then to me, if I want to go see my cousin down in South Minneapolis, normally to me when I go see her, it normally takes me about an hour to an hour and a half just to get to her house, just one way, and then it takes me an hour to an hour and a half just to get back home. So I'm used to like bringing a battery pack and listening to music. When my phone goes low, I plug it into my battery backup, and then I listen to music on the bus. I listen to podcasts. I watch YouTube. I look out the window and I look at all the beautiful single family homes. And sometimes it gets depressing because, I imagine like how it is like to be normal, and you can just drive and be from Brooklyn Park to South Minneapolis in like half an hour instead of an hour and 30 minutes. So sometimes I fantasize how it would like to be normal, and I can drive from one point of the metro to the other in like half an hour. But then after that, then I think some positive things about what it's like to be disabled, and you know what I mean? And just to get out of that pitch. So pretty much when you're leaving downtown Minneapolis, you kind of go through Robbinsdale. And Robbinsdale's a nice area. That's where my dentist stuff is. And then you go into Brooklyn Center. And then you go into Brooklyn Park. So what happens is if you're in Brooklyn Center, you can shop in Brooklyn Park. You can shop in Robbinsdale. You can shop in Maple Grove. Or you can come over the river and shop in like Fridley or shop in Columbia Heights. So that's kind of like, so a lot of people who take public transportation though, they just go from Brooklyn Center to Brooklyn Park to shop, because Brooklyn Park, the bus between Brooklyn Center and Brooklyn Park runs 7 days a week. And it runs from somewhere around 5-ish a.m. to like 11:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. So then a lot of people who live in like Brooklyn Center, it's easier for them to shop in Brooklyn Park than it is trying to shop in Maple Grove or Robbinsdale or Columbia Heights, because on the weekends the bus goes to Columbia Heights from Brooklyn Center is closed. The buses from Maple Grove to Brooklyn Center don't run on the weekends, and that's closed. And then there's no buses from Brooklyn Center to New Hope, and there's no buses from Brooklyn Center to Robbinsdale during the weekend. So a lot of people that live in Brooklyn Center just come and shop in Brooklyn Park by taking the 724 bus. And the bus will end at the Starlite Transit Center. And the Starlite Transit Center, let me zoom in here so you can see it, is a good place to live if you can find one, because you still get the suburban lifestyle, but you still have public transportation. You still have metro mobility. You still have the city bus and all that stuff. And and then you have and then you have like the city bus that'll take you from the Starlight Transit Center to Hennepin Technical College, where I went to school. So when I lived in Maple Grove, I would Uber it sometimes to Hennepin Technical College, where I went to school, and then I'll catch the bus there to take me to the Starlight. Or sometimes I would just say, F it, I'll pay more money and just Uber it to the Starlight. So, and then the Starlight here, the Starlight Transit Center is surrounded by apartments. It's surrounded by shopping centers. It's like Brooklyn Center is like and more inner into the city is like over 40 years old. So over 40 years ago when they're building like Brooklyn Center, New Hope, Robbinsdale, in that area, they were not thinking about with people with disabilities. They were not thinking about, okay, how would people with disabilities travel? Because 40 years ago, they were just thinking, oh, we would shove all people with disabilities in downtown Minneapolis, and then they go to shop and eat in downtown Minneapolis, and all normal people would live out in the suburbs. That's what their literally plan was. Like, oh, we'll just shove all disabled people in downtown Minneapolis and downtown St. Paul, and they can just live down there and be happy. And all normal people move out to the suburbs. So that's why when like you go between like Brooklyn Park and downtown Minneapolis, is just a bunch of single family homes, 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 and then everything's so car centric because they were not thinking about people with disabilities. But once you hit like Brooklyn Park, Maple Grove and stuff, that's when they started thinking about people with disabilities. Okay, we're going to need apartments near shopping malls so people with disabilities can actually live in those apartments and then walk to the shops. And seniors too. Like, seniors in the suburbs, they need, once they can't drive anymore because it's not safe, they need someplace to live. So, okay, cool. We can put them in Maple Grove and then they can walk, to the shops they need. Or like we can put them in Brooklyn Park and they can walk to the shops they need. We can put them in Fridley and then they can walk to the shops they need. So now, 40 years later, they finally discovered that, hey, people with disabilities just don't want, and old people just don't want to be shoved in downtown Minneapolis and say good luck to you. So that's why I'm saying, if like you can afford to live around the Starlight Transit Center and Brooklyn Park, I say go for it, because it has like, look here, Target. Ooh, who doesn't like Target? I used to go shopping at this Cub Foods a lot because when I'll meet up with my friends and we're going to a party or something, I would Uber on the weekends. I would Uber from Maple Grove to the Starlight here, and I would go to Cubs and would buy maybe some cookies, some soda and stuff, and I'll put it in my backpack, and then I would take the bus into downtown Minneapolis, party with my friends, and then because I got the food and stuff I needed at the Cubs, and then go downtown and I'll come back and then I'll Uber it back home to Maple Grove. That's what I did. And then there's a Menards over here, so like, oh my God, I bought a condo right next to the Starlight Transit Center, and my pipe broke for my shower. Oh no, I can take I can Uber it from my apartment to the Menards, or I can take Metro Mobility from my apartment to the Menards. Oh no, get my parts and I can Uber or take Metro Mobility back home. Or what you can do is you can take the Starlight train into Brooklyn Park into Brooklyn Center during the week, and then from there Uber it take a bus to a city where there is Menards. But I would just say just save your time and just Metro Mobility or Uber it. But and then if you want to go to Hennepin Tech, you can. It's just it's just living around the Starlite Transit Center gives you, as a disabled person, you can take the bus to where you need to go. You can take Metro Mobility to where you need to go. Like if pretend if you and a bunch of disabled friends, one of your disabled friends lives in Shakopee, one of your disabled friends lives in Columbia Heights, one of your disabled friends live in Fridley, one of your disabled friends live in Bloomington, right? You can, instead of you taking Metro Mobility, you can just take a taxi or whatever to the Starlite and go down there, party with them, and then take the bus back home, and then you can Uber from there or walk from there or bike from there. Is just, and just because the Starlight Transit Center is here and the bus runs 24 hours, it makes your Metro Mobility better too. Because by law, Metro Mobility is affected by the transit center that's around the Metro Mobility. And because the Starlite, it's a very good transit center and it runs like almost 24 hours a day. Your Metro Mobility will run almost 24 hours a day. And then you won't get your rides as denied compared to if you live in Brooklyn Park or Rogers or Champlin or out there. And then if you lived in this area for in an apartment, for example, you can walk to Menards. This deli I heard is very good, but I haven't tried it yet. Next time, when I go out there with my friend Paul, me and him are gonna try that deli. There's a Planet Fitness, so if you're disabled, you can, and if you live in Brooklyn Center and you want to work out, you can take the city bus up to the Starlight Center on the 724, and then you can come work out. And then when you're done working out, you can walk back to the 724 bus and then take it back to Brooklyn Center where you live. Because Brooklyn Center is a little bit cheaper than Brooklyn Park, but as long as you have that 724 bus access, you can get access to this huge mall. And look, there's a UPS store. There is, let me see. There's a company here that's a car dealership. You can work for the car dealership. The UPS store I only went to once because Maple Grove, I had a UPS store walking distance from me. This Arby's pretty good. Went there a bunch of times. And then, Target, it's nothing really special about Target. Target's just always gonna be there. And then, there's let me see. There is a Dollar Tree in this area too. Let me look. Okay, that's behind it. Okay. Dollar Tree and all that's over here. Okay, I found it. There is the tire place. There is a Dollar Tree. There's an Asian grocery store. There is a liquor store. Okay. Oh, good. The Dollar Tree showed up. Okay. There is, all these delis and good eating spots. There's a cell phone selling store that sells used cell phones. So there is a dental place. Yay! This Chinese place is really good. It's Vietnamese. I thought it was Chinese. Okay. This Pho 99 is really good. I used to eat there. It's really good. It's more authentic Vietnamese than the American style. In 7 Mile Fashion, they sell braids for the African American community and stuff. And then back behind here, you just get the Walmart, the church, a bunch of car dealerships. It's a suburban neighborhood. You kind of have, okay. And there's a city bus that runs from the Starlight Transit Center also to Walmart. And then from there, Menards and stuff is walking distance from Walmart. So then, this is why I tell disabled people to buy a shopping cart, because if you buy yourself a shopping cart like what I have, if you take the bus from the Starlight Center to Walmart, and then you can walk to Menards, for example, if you need something from there, fill up your shopping cart, walk back to Walmart, and then take the bus back, if you don't want to walk. And then, let me see. And then there's a bus that also goes from the Starlight Transit Center to North Hennepin Community College. I'm gonna say I almost went to North Hennepin Community College, and I really liked it. But North Hennepin Community College is a very busy and very, I'm gonna say, popular place because a lot of people from Brooklyn Center will like literally like go take a bus to like the Starlite Center and then take the bus from the Starlite Center to North Hennepin Community College, and so there's a lot of like diversity there. There's a lot of different cultures there, and the school is kind of built not my style. So when I went in there, I felt like, okay, this design of the school is not made for me. This school to me feels like it felt like massive, like a university, because it's so big. It feels like it's like a university campus when it's really not. It's a really big school. Because I grew up in rural Minnesota and I'm used to smaller schools and stuff, I went to Hennepin Technical College. And Hennepin Technical College was way cheaper than North Hennepin Community College, and they still taught me my IT skills. And my brother goes there now, and he's going for HVAC. And he also likes the school because it's smaller, the classes are smaller than North Hennepin Community College. The price is small. The price is not smaller, but the price is cheaper than if we went to North Hennepin Community College. So then also you can take the bus from the Starlight to the technical college. So it'd be definitely like you live in Brooklyn Center and you're disabled because rents are cheaper there, and you take the bus to the 724 bus to the Starlight Transit Center. There's a bus that goes there that'll take you to Hennepin Technical College. And the bus that goes through to Hennepin Technical College from the Starlight is also a shorter distance than if you take it to North Hennepin Community College. And then also, remember, there is Metro Mobility too. So then you can take Metro, or you can, if you live in this area, you can just take Metro Mobility to the Hennepin Technical College. Like, I know Metro Mobility exists, and I know some disabled people need Metro Mobility. You mean? But I like to use Metro Mobility as a backup option because there's so many disabled people moving out to the suburbs that Metro Mobility can't keep up. So what happens is your rides, when I was living in Maple Grove, my rides kept on getting denied. And I was kept on getting sick of my rides kept on getting denied. So then I said, F it. I'm going to be one of those disabled people who rely on the city bus system because the city bus system is more reliable than Metro Mobility. When Metro Mobility actually works, it's actually reliable. It's a beautiful system. It's a beautiful system. But when Metro Mobility isn't working, it becomes a frustrating, angry, non-reliable system. So that's why I'm telling you guys, as a disabled person, you always want a job along a regular city bus. And so you can take Metro Mobility to work every single day that if you want to, but I'm still telling disabled people you want a job along the regular city bus. So when Metro Mobility can't say, hey, we can't take you to work today, you're not going to get in trouble by work because you can just hop on the regular city bus to get there. So and then I'm also wanted to show you, like, there's a Target, there's a Cubs. Look at all these jobs you can work at. You can work at Planet Fitness. You can work at this amazing deli I want to try. You can work at the Walmart. You can work at the Menards. Walmart also has a gas station that's owned by Walmart. So if you have a Walmart Plus member, you can go buy gas there. You mean? You can work for Coinstar. They're like they help people from Mexico and South America bring their money to Mexico. That's some of the machines, and some of the machines let you turn your coins to dollars. It depends on what you want. And look there's Tires Plus. You can see if you take the bus to Walmart, you can walk to Menards, Fleet Farm, or you can just take Metro Mobility to Fleet Farm. So, and then there's the library. if the Brooklyn Park Library, if you want to get to the library with the city bus, I would take it to North Hennepin Community College, and then I would walk to the library. Because I don't know, that's the way I did it. Like, you know, the bus could go all that far. Let me look. Okay, now I know why I told you just to go to the. Okay, it turns this way. That's why I told you just because the bus turns this way. That's why I just told you just get off at the school and walk to the library because I just remember doing it that way for a reason. And then, you know, somewhere around here they have like a community center that I normally get off at North Hennepin Community College and walk to the community center, or I would just Uber it from the community college to the community center that's somewhere up here. Um, or if you have Metro Mobility, just Metro Mobility it there. You know what I mean? But I just want to, like, you know, I promote. Okay, this is it. Never mind. Never mind. I got it wrong. This is the area I was talking about. It's not up there. Sorry. The okay, so I guess you could take the bus there. You can go take it right here because I normally I don't know. Like I know everything from the view of the bus, so if we physically hop in the bus, I could tell you. But you know, okay, so you can turn here, get off at North Hennepin, and then walk to the library and just keep going down the road. And then the bus will take you close to the community center. So, because the community center has a park, has a ice park thing, has a walking path. So, because the ice arena has a gym for people, a walking path above the ice. They have a skateboard park. They have the police station there, so kids can't be dumb. There's a fire station there. You mean so Brooklyn Park has like a lot of good public transportation options. You mean um if you know you live around the Starlite Center. And because the buses will take you north Hennepin, it'll take you to the Hennepin Technical College, it'll take you to the Walmart, and all that stuff. And, you know, if you live in Brooklyn Center, you can have cheaper rents. And you can take the 720 bus to come up here to shop and stuff. Now let's go into Street View. Because some bus stations you can go into Street View and some you can't. So, perfect. See how they have a little bench here? They have like little garbage cans, little times, and that DTLR, that's a good place to buy shoes. They sell African American brand shoes, and they have a Planet Fitness. Okay, they have nothing in that spot yet. That empty spot there, yeah, that used to be something before COVID. And on this side of the thing, they have a Huntington Bank. That's where I used to go and get my money. And then this is Wells Fargo. So if like you have most people have like a Wells Fargo, whatever. And this is like the tire place I showed you. And over here is the strip mall with the Dollar Tree and all that stuff over here. And this place is still there. And behind Wells Fargo here, there's a place called Million Crabs. And on the other side of the road, and they sell, because on the Google Maps it'll still say the Cheesecake Factory, but it's no longer the Cheesecake Factory, it's a Million Crabs. And it's really, really good. And then normally I'm gutsy and see how back, oh my god, it's suburbia, it doesn't have a sidewalk. Well, this all happens when you're disabled and you decide to live in the suburbs. So I just walk on the side of the road. See this little concrete drain here? When I go to Brooklyn Park in Brooklyn Center and there's no sidewalk, I just walk in the drain here and pray that no one hits me. because it's the suburbs. We live in the United States, and the United States focuses on cars. So because they focus on cars, and not disabled people, I just have to do my best, and if me getting places reliable is me walking on the side of the road, I'm walking on the side of the road. And then here's pot pies. Um, I never had this place until I moved to Maple Grove, because up in St. Cloud, when I lived there about 15 something years ago, they had only had KFC. That was our Popeyes, was KFC. We didn't even have a Chick-fil-A. But in the last 10 years, St. Cloud's doing a really good job. They're now getting Popeyes, Chick-fil-A. So now you have more chicken places. So when I first moved to Maple Grove and I started taking the bus here at the Starlite, I went over here to try pot pies, because everyone on the bus is like, who do you like better? Where do you get your food? Where fast food do you? Because they're all trying to know me. I said, of course, I say the most white guy answer ever, KFC. And and they're like, no, why would you eat that garbage? You want to eat at Popeyes? How you have not had Popeyes before? And I kind of explained to them I'm from North Minnesota, and at that time we didn't have a Popeyes. So then so I came over to Popeyes, and I'm gonna say Popeyes is pretty good. Like Chick-fil-A is still my number one. Sorry, people. Popeyes is my number two, and KFC is my number three. So Popeyes, come build a damn restaurant here in Columbia Heights, and I will spend money there. And see, there's the car dealership I was showing you about. And see how there is sidewalks on the main roads? Like, let me get over here. There is sidewalk on the main roads, but but if you go off the main roads, it's a suburb. They're gonna put cars first. See, let me go back one more. See how these roads are small, because it's made for cars, not for disabled people walking on the side of the road. But I do it anyways, because I am an independent man, and I'm not letting no normal people restrict where I can go. And sometimes you just have to walk on the side of the road. So there's a Cubs. I love Cubs. I used to work for Cubs. I liked how they treat their employees and all that stuff. So I love Cub Foods. I live in Columbia Heights, and my closest grocery store is an Aldi's in Fridley, a Target in Fridley, or a Cub Foods in Fridley. Like, I would go to Aldi's because they're affordable. Target, I don't go shop at, because Target, the food is so damn expensive. It's more expensive than Cubs. So Target, I go when I get all my non-food items at. So if I need underwear, or if I need socks, or if I need clothes, I will go to Target. Or Savers, because Fridley also has a Savers. Or I'll go to Savers. And then if I want food that they can't sell at Aldi's, I'll take the 10N bus or the 10U bus, and I'll go to the Cub Foods in Blaine, or I'll go to the Cub Foods in Fridley. And I'll get food there, because Cub Foods, they treat their employees better. Their food is cheaper than Target. Their food is more affordable than Target. And they have more options than Aldi's. So, but because if you move to here near the Starlight Transit Center, you're going to have a Walmart. So you can go between Cub Foods and Walmart. So what Walmart, I'll go to Walmart for when I went hang out in Brooklyn Park, I would go to Walmart for all my canned goods. Like, I would go to Walmart for all my canned goods, and then I would go to Cub Foods for all my fresh vegetables. Because in Walmart, the Walmart gets the worst vegetables, like fresh vegetables ever. So I would get like my frozen vegetables and my canned food at Walmart. And then I would go to Cub Foods to get my apples, my fresh tomatoes, my salad kits, and all that stuff. So then I would go to Cub Foods for that. So Cub Food, or if you live in Brooklyn Center and you take the bus to the Starlight, you can just do all your shopping at Cub Foods too. And just know that you're saving money compared to if you shop at that Target. That's just my thing. Do whatever you want. It's your life. And then down here, if that you didn't see on Google Maps, there's another strip mall, and because it's the suburbs. with Allstate, because remember, if you're renting, you need renter's insurance. So the good thing with Allstate here is they're a big corporation. So if like you move from one apartment in Brooklyn Park, don't not like it, and then you move to apartment in Brooklyn Center, and then you like it, or if you move from Brooklyn Center because you hate it to Brooklyn Park, as a disabled person, at least if you have a big company like Allstate, a lot of times they will work in different cities within the same state, and then boom, you can stay with the same agent and stuff as you're moving from apartment to apartment to apartment. And when you're renting, you want renter's insurance, because if your neighbors below you start a fire in their kitchen and it damages your unit, you can call your insurance like Allstate, and they can like say, I can say, hey, my neighbor is an idiot and ruined my unit and my stuff in it, and your renter's insurance will cover it. And then you see here's another side road with sidewalks. See, I tell you, in Brooklyn Park, the main roads have sidewalk, but once you go on the side roads into the malls, it's not so disabled people friendly. And see, here's Panda. You can Metro Mobility too, or take the city bus too. There's Petco. Remember, if you live in a suburb and you're lonely as a disabled person, you want a pet. So you can go get yourself a nice dog or a nice cat at Petco and get them food and stuff. And then this is all around the Starlite Transit Center. And there's a Caribou Coffee for the people. I don't like getting coffee at Caribou. Like when I go to Caribou, I normally get like slushies or smoothies or whatever at Caribou. I like them, but I'm not a coffee drinker. And Hooks Fish and Chicken, Hooks, I call fish and chicken because some of their stores in Minnesota only sell fish and chicken, and some of them sell hooks, some of them sell fish, chicken, shrimp, and it's a grill. So each like Hooks is different. Like the one in Brooklyn Center by the Brooklyn Center transit station only sells fish, and chicken. And this is a big Minnesota chain. And I have one here in Columbia Heights, and only sells fish and chicken. So at least the Hooks here in Brooklyn Center sells fish, chicken, shrimp, and it's a grill. So it's like that means they'll cook it for you. And then here's a dental office. So then like you can, and Panda Express. Oh my God, I love Panda. I like Panda Express is my favorite Chinese restaurant. And if you go that way, see that four-way right there? If you go down that street down by that big water tower there, that's where Hennepin Technical College is. So technically, you could walk from Hennepin Technical College to the Starlite. But the issue is when it snows or something, it sucks because sometimes the city of Brooklyn Park does not, because it's a suburb and they prioritize cars first, doesn't plow their sidewalks. So then you're walking in the snow. But if you take the bus, you don't have to worry about it because you're in the bus. The bus is on the plowed road. So then here's this road. If you keep going down it, you will get to Hennepin Tech. You can see the trees around it in the distance. Yay! And then if you cross the street from the Starlite, sometimes because the strip mall crossing the Starlite does not, like on the main road, it has like sidewalk. But if like you come into the mall, like normally when I come across the road, I walk across the grass into the Firestone parking lot, and I walk through their parking lot so I don't get hit by all the cars, and into the mall we're about to go with the dollar store and all that stuff. Because sometimes you just have to not walk on the road so like you don't get killed, and sometimes you just have to walk on the side of the road or just take Metro Mobility there. It's up to you. Every disabled person's different. And see how there's more of there. In this road, in that car dealership, in this road here will take you straight to Walmart, Menards, and all that here. And Fleet Farm. Sorry, I keep forgetting Fleet Farm. And Fleet Farm. And the Fleet Farm. So the Fleet Farm, I like to go there because I'm a big person. I'm like tall big. And they have pants and clothes for my size. And me as a bigger person, that has 13 size feet and stuff. Okay, now let's get you to the right mall that has the dollar store and stuff. See how I'm going down this road, and then here's RB's and stuff from Google. Like, I haven't been out here for a while because I get everything I need in Blaine and Columbia Heights and stuff. See how here, like this main road has sidewalk, but here when you turn by RB's, there's no sidewalk. So sometimes I will just go from the sidewalk, cut through the boulevard right into the parking lot, and I'll just walk through the parking lot, you know, or I'm on the Arby's side, I'll just go into the Arby's parking lot and walk through the parking lot where I'm not going to get hit by a bazillion cars. If you're disabled in the suburbs like Brooklyn Park, you have to use more critical thinking. Like I can't like in Minneapolis, you can just kind of walk anywhere and be fine. In the suburbs, you have to be like if you're gonna be like me and not take Metro Mobility and rely on the city bus to get everywhere, you have to be kind of more planning. Okay, like instead of me, okay, this place does not have a sidewalk. How am I going to get to it? Okay, I'm going to walk on the side of the road because it's safe. Or I'm going to walk off the sidewalk into the company's parking lot, walk through the parking lot, go into the next parking lot, then walk through that parking lot to get to the next parking lot, and then suddenly the third parking lot is where I need to go. So so sometimes you really have to think, but if you just take Metro Mobility too, it'll be fine. But I'm trying to give you guys your options. So this is like the Asian grocery store I was telling you about. It's really good. I'm gonna say the only thing about that grocery store that scares me is they have like I'm used to the Asian grocery stores in Minneapolis where they kind of remove the heads and the eyes and all that stuff. So when like you buy it, it'll say it's fish head, but the fish head's kind of chopped up already and the brains are gone, the eyeballs are gone, and all that stuff. But this place, the Dragon Supermarket here, they sell fish heads with the eyes and the brains still in them. And then you have to like chop out the eyeballs and stuff and chop out the brains and all that yourself. So I thought that was a little bit scary as me who am used to like a machine at a butchering shop doing that for me. So if, but other than that, it's a really good store. I'm just warning you, so when you go in there, just prepare to smell fish and stuff, and just know what to expect. And that's the liquor store I used to go to because Cubs doesn't have the best liquor. Some Cubs have a good liquor store and some Cubs don't. And you can buy nail supplies so you can paint your nails. And this is usually where Planet Fitness used to be. Now it's on the other side because they need more room. And see how they have see how like you can donate plasma. You can go to Dollar Tree. I love Dollar Tree. I'm sorry. I love Dollar Tree. I love Family Dollar for my food. And I like Dollar Tree for all the junk I don't need. And Be Lucky Family Dollar and Dollar Tree are owned by the same people. So pretend if like you go to Dollar Tree and can't find something that you want, you can ask them to call Family Dollar to see if they want, and then Family Dollar can ship it to Dollar Tree because they're owned by the same people. And this deli, I haven't been to there yet, but that's on my list. And look, there's a salon, so you can do your hair and stuff. Yes, this parking lot looks a little rough because it's a really old parking lot, so they haven't updated it in years. But there's Subway. I would say this parking lot for the people who live in the suburbs looks rough, but in South Minneapolis, where I used to hang out, the parking lots won't even be patched like this because the mall's so doesn't give a shit that they don't even patch the parking lot. And then that Subway, I love Subway, and A&J's Tobacco, that's where you can buy your CBD products, your marijuana products, and all that stuff. They just see in Minnesota because marijuana is now legal. To find it, you just have to go to like a tobacco shop, and a lot of tobacco shops will sell the CBD
and all that stuff. And instead of you buying off the street, you want to go to the tobacco shops, because the tobacco shops will tell you, okay, you have never done it before, this is how much doses you need, and all that stuff. And I have never went to that dentist before, so I don't know, because I normally went to the one in Maple Grove. And 7 Miles, they sell like African American hair products, design products, and all that stuff, just like how the shoe store on the other side does. And let me see if I can get you down to 7 Miles. I mean 100. Sorry, the Million Crabs place. Sorry. So I can show you how that is. Let's see if they updated the parking lot. Yeah, this is where I met up with my brother. When the day I went out to Brooklyn Park. This is called a Million Crabs. Good, they finally updated the Google image. Because the first time I went here was the first week they're open, and Google didn't update their images. So Million Crabs, this place is a little bit expensive, but Million Crabs, it's very good. I really loved that place. They have a seafood buffet. It's like $22 and stuff, but it was worth it, because with my seafood buffet, I got unlimited shrimp, like honey shrimp, my favorite shrimp. And then I got to, all that stuff. See that's the other mall I was talking about, where UPS and stuff is. It's right over there. But it used to be a CVS in there, but you know how CVS is doing, how CVS the company was going broke, so they have to sell some stores. So sadly, Brooklyn Center was one of the Brooklyn Park and Brooklyn Center were some of the stores they closed, because with Walmart and Cubs both having pharmacies, and you mean that it's easier just to go to Walmart and Cubs or Hy-Vee to get your meds, because after you're done grocery shopping, then it is going to CVS or Walgreens. So I'm just waiting for what I want. I want like a weird like a mom and pop grocery store to go into the CVS, or I want a cool like brewery to go into CVS, or another place that sells like CBD, or you mean that kind of products, to go in there, because CBD and weed and marijuana, I'm sorry to say, it's legal now, and we have to like embrace it so people have like a safe spot to buy it. And if we open up like more places that are safe for people to buy it, they're not going to buy it off the black market. And see, before when I took you down the other way, this is the way I'm going to tell you. And then look at you're right back by the car dealership that I was taking you to. That will take you to Fleet Farm, Walmart. See, now this is how normally the parking lot looks like. And all that stuff. See, boom. See, now like you see it repainted. So now then that road will take you to Fleet Farm, Menards, and all that stuff. I love Fleet Farm. One of these days I have to take Metro Mobility out there and meet my friend Paul and go to Fleet Farm together. Yeah, so let me see if I can go down. We have a little time. Let's see if we can go down this road and head towards Hennepin Technical College, where I encourage you guys all to go to school, because it's better than North Hennepin Community College, in my opinion. If you go there, you might say, Hennepin Tech looks like shit. I'm going to North Hennepin Community College. That's fine with me. This is based off my opinion. See how here, like, there is like little companies down this road. And then CCX Media, our local newspaper. I've never been to their warehouse before. It's studio. It's somewhere in here. So that's how I always know what's going on in Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, Maple Grove, Robbinsdale, Crystal, is because CCX Media, our local paper, is back in here. Guys, I told you, see, and then here how there's this beautiful sidewalk here that goes from the Starlite to Hennepin Technical College. But the issue is sometimes the city of Brooklyn Park just doesn't plow it, because when they're plowing the roads that for cars are more important, they push the snow up here, And so unless you want to walk here in the median is pretty thick. That's a little bit way more dangerous. Just see how this is a bunch of single family homes and you mean nice. Now like you're heading towards Maple Grove. This road here will take you all the way to the Maple Grove Costco. This road right here. And see how like you go through a bunch of single family homes and you mean see how the road is getting more smaller and more car centric and more cha-ching cha-ching? It is getting that way because you're going towards Maple Grove. See, that's what I'm saying is you can technically walk down this road. You can even walk down this road all the way to Hennepin Technical College, you know, and to Maple Grove. Get all the way down by Costco. It's going to be a long walk, but you can do it. And over here, you get Cintas, the cleaning company. See how they have this nice big path over here, and then the sidewalk goes from this side to this side because Maple Grove, the sidewalks are on this side because of Costco and stuff. And over here, there's only single family homes at Hennepin Technical College. So they switch the sidewalks over this side. So when like you get to Hennepin Technical College or keep walking to Maple Grove, you're on the right side of the Maple Grove shops. See how like you keep walking? Trust me guys, it'll be faster than this in real life. Boom, Hennepin Technical College, right where I went to school. And then up here, you're almost to the highway that divides Brooklyn Park from Maple Grove. See those streetlights up there? Once you get over, that's the bridge, and once you get over that bridge, you're in Maple Grove. So, and then this right here in front of Hennepin Technical College is a big frisbee golf. So if you're a student, you can go here and play frisbee golf. Because why is it built this way? Because what happens is Hennepin Technical College was built before the freeway, and it was built before Maple Grove became popular. So 95% of their customers came from the way of Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center. So when you come this way, you would see the school first, and you wouldn't see the backyard. But now with the built of the freeway in Maple Grove over down by those lights, so now when like you get off the freeway, you're coming this way, you're actually coming in from the back end of the school. And then you turn in the front end of the school over there, and then you come in. So the freeway in Maple Grove is in the back end of the school because when they built the school over like 60 years ago, everyone was coming from Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center. But now that people actually live in Maple Grove, Plymouth, and all that over there, you mean it's changing the way the flow of traffic. So, but sometimes when I was taking the Maple Grove My Ride bus coming from this way, going over or taking Uber, it felt nice going into Brooklyn Park, seeing the nice, beautiful fields, and definitely with the snow because the deer they would eat out of the single family neighborhoods and they'll come through and they'll lay in the sun in the school like area and then they would go back into the single family homes and hide and sleep and all that over there because they want to be in town because of everyone's junk. But so yeah, so this is why like to me I would say if you lived in Brooklyn Center and then took the 724 bus to come here to the Starlite and shop around it, you're going to have a different experience than if you just lived and rented an apartment around the Starlight. Because it's two different experiences and I'm here to explain to you why you should enjoy this experience. And as a disabled person, the furthest I would move out is Brooklyn Park on the Minneapolis side. Because once you get past Brooklyn Park, metro mobility and the public transportation sucks. Because Minneapolis is here, Brooklyn Park is here. Once you get past Brooklyn Park and get into like Rogers, Champlin, Dayton, your public transportation service is going to suck because Hennepin County The furthest it reaches, with public transportation is Brooklyn Park in the north. So, in the Starlite Transit Center is the last major transit center that you will get going north in Hennepin County. So, because Maple Grove is the furthest west it goes, the west north. Maple Grove is the furthest west north it goes. That's why the public transportation even sucks more. Plymouth is the furthest west it goes. And Shakopee is the furthest south it goes. So, and then Bloomington is the furthest southwest it goes this way. So Shakopee is the furthest south it goes this way. Bloomington is the southest it goes this way. Plymouth is Wayzata and Minnetonka, the south it goes this way because that's the end of the metro. And Brooklyn Park is the furthest. The Starlite station is the furthest it goes north. But if you come to my side of the river over here, because the furthest you can go is Anoka. So because the St. Paul side of the river where I live is more populated and has more disabled people, the furthest you can go is Anoka. But because Minneapolis side of the river has less people, unless the furthest you can go is, Brooklyn Park, the Starlite. But, as the area between Brooklyn Park and Anoka gets built more, eventually the public transportation will stretch out this far. Because the only city that's stopping public transportation from being built, where my friend Paul lives, is Champlin. Because Champlin is located between Brooklyn Park and Anoka. And Champlin has a bunch of people there that don't want public transportation in their city. So eventually, if property developers keep building apartments, 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 we need hundreds of senior apartments. We don't really need apartments for young people anymore because we have plenty of apartments for young people. We need hundreds of apartments, not like 12-story apartments. We need hundreds of 4-story apartments. The 4-story short middle ones. We need hundreds of 4-story short apartments. And if we focus and we build them here in Champlin and extend the bus service out to Champlin, it will be perfect because you can go all the way from Minneapolis all the way up to Champlin, then hop on a bus from Champlin to go to Anoka, and then from Anoka you can go all the way to downtown St. Paul. So the only thing that's destroying for us disabled people, destroying our perfect Minneapolis-St. Paul public transportation system network is Champlin. So if property developers focused on buying every inch of land possible in Champlin and building senior housing, not like 12 stories, we just need 4 stories. If property developers buy every inch of land possible in Champlin and build 4-story senior housing / senior apartments and build a bus system out there, it'll be perfect because then people from Brooklyn Park can go through Champlin, the bus can pick up a bunch of seniors in Champlin, take them to Anoka, and then once you're in Anoka, you can connect to the Anoka County public transportation and get to Columbia Heights where I live, where you can hop on the bus to get to Rosedale / Roseville, Minnesota, where you can hop on a bus to get to St. Paul. So the only person rooting our perfect fantasy is the city of Champlin. And of course, that's where my friend Paul lives. Because when he bought his house there, he was an able-bodied person. And his house is paid off. So now that he's here, he's in this weird zone where you don't get public transportation. That's why his wife always has to drive him to Brooklyn Park for him to get public transportation. So, well, guys, I hope you guys like this video, and please share it and like it with your friends, and I hope you have a good day. Bye bye.